Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Patricia. I am a wife, mom of 2 boys, almost 18 months, almost 3 months. Crazy little life over here. This is a channel where we talk about everything mom related, pregnancy related, and so on. So if you like it, please subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite newborn products or suggestions, and kind of just a little bit of suggestions of things that you might want to have if you're going to be having a baby. So keep watching. Thanks. Okay, so let's get started. First off, most important thing with babies is making sure that they are fed. So a couple products that I like there. If you're breastfeeding, I personally like having a breastfeeding pillow. It's not something that's necessary, so if you don't want one, you don't have to have one. But I like to put this out there. I highly suggest my Breast Friend pillow versus like the Boppy and some of the other ones, because it wraps all the way around and buckles, and it has a kind of a flatter design here, so your baby's not rolling towards you or away from you. So I just kind of like to put that out there and tell people about it. If you're going to be breastfeeding, you think you want a breastfeeding pillow, it can make things more comfortable for you. This is great. It can also, for some people, hinder their breastfeeding, so keep that in mind. You might not need a pillow at all, or just maybe like a pillow from your bed to stick under your arm. So kind of try different things. Second thing, if you're like me and you have to supplement, or if you just choose to bottle feed for whatever reason, bottles, you're going to need those. I like the Avent bottles. They have a wider, oh gosh, this one has water in it already, so sorry. They have a wider neck, easier to get that powdered formula into if you're going to be using powdered formula, which doesn't sound like it should be that big of a deal. It'll, you know, whatever, it has those little scoops. At 2 in the morning, it's a really big deal. Just a thought. But the reason I like it is actually because the nipple base here is a little bit wider, and it's supposed to be better for people who are going back and forth between breastfeeding and bottle feeding. Because like I said, I have to supplement, and I don't want to create any other issues that aren't already there by choosing the wrong bottle. So, those are my feeding suggestions. Feeding a baby is not that difficult. A burp cloth. I really like the ones by Cloud Island from Target. They come in like 4 packs. They're thin, long, rectangular. So I'll link those below. But those are really what you need. There's nothing too fancy here for that. Next most important thing is about sleep. I use a plain bassinet. They do make really fancy bassinets if you want to have it like the snoo or whatever, but I just couldn't see spending that much money on something that's only to be used for a short period of time. And so I chose not to do that. I chose just to have a plain bassinet. So I didn't even bring that out. There's lots of bassinets. Just make sure it's safe for your child. I did choose a slightly larger bassinet just so that they could have more room, but me and my husband are both tall, so I kind of guessed I would have taller children. The things I do want to talk about for sleep with a newborn is swaddling. First off, swaddling's great. It helps comfort the baby and everything else, and have more comforted baby. Oh, that's a tongue tie. The better they're gonna sleep. So I like these. They're called they're by Swaddle Me. This one is the newborn pod, and it literally is like a bean pod. It zips up all the way up to their chin. Their head can't get, the fabric can't get it go up over their face. And it has 2 zippers, one at the top to get them in and out of it, the other one at the bottom so that you can change their diaper. Like, I remember what I said before, 2 a.m. You want to make sure you can do everything at 2 a.m. So this is great because you can get to their diaper, change it, without having to completely take out their arms. It's easy because you just zip it right back up, and you don't have to be trying to do origami at 2 in the morning. Unfortunately, they outgrow these things fairly quickly, and you have to move on to other products. So same company, Swaddle Me makes these more origami style Velcro swaddles. Yeah, stuck. Stick them in the pocket here. Wrap the one side with their arm inside it. Go all the way around. Wrap the other side. Keep their arms inside it. And voila. Make sure the fabric isn't going over their mouth. It's down well below down by their neck, and voila, you have a baby who's swaddled. And I will say that my kids had a much harder time getting out of this than a classic swaddle, like muslin swaddle blanket. All right, so those are kind of the two most important things you want. You want your kids to sleep, you want your kids to eat. After that comes to kind of your more hygiene issues. So we'll start with bath time. This is the Anglecare infant bath seat. It can only be used until your infant can sit up on their own, but it creates great support. It's kind of got this kind of soft rubbery plastic thing here, but it's great because the water can drain out, so your kid's not sitting in the soapy water drying out their skin more. You can get all the soap off. And it's much smaller than some of these like giant like infant bathtub things. Maybe not as cute as the princess bathtub or the Paw Patrol bathtub, but very effective. Has a little hook, you can hang it up out of your way, and it's just a great product. It works in the bathtub, it works in a large sink. It's a good product. I love this thing. I've used everything so far that I've shown you, I've used on both of my kids. Nothing have I used on one and not the other. I'm gonna need some bath products. I like the Cetaphil Baby bath products. Figure I'd throw that out there. I started with a different product that my kid ended up, I think, being allergic to, so we switched to this and I've had no issues. After they're bathed, you gotta get them dressed, and I just want to give some honorable mentions to a couple brands. First off, style-wise, the zip-up one-piece outfit is your best friend for that first couple months because it's just easy when you're waking up at 2 in the morning. Again, easy. Zippers, don't do buttons, zippers. And they're really cute. Babies are cute, and babies are cute no matter what they're wearing, I think. But they're great because you don't have to worry about socks falling off, and most of the newborn ones come with mittens. That being said, I have two different brands here. This one is Carter's. Now granted, I bought these for my first sons. This is, you know, the style is a couple years old now, but I think Carter's has fixed the one problem. Carter's is this first brand though, and I love it because they're super well made. They're adorable, and they have like a million different styles. It's so much fun. But when I bought them, the zipper went only from the top to the bottom, and the mittens were only in the newborn size. If your kid wasn't in the newborn size, no mittens for them. And my kids are tall, like I said, so they outgrew the newborn size after a few weeks. After a couple weeks. I don't remember exactly when, but. And so they went to the 0 to 3, and if they were wearing Carter's, they didn't have mittens anymore. And the zipper being at the top kind of defeated the purpose of that newborn pod business. So that was kind of one of the bummers. That being said, I hear Carter's has now got the zipper also at the foot so that you can change their diaper without doing the entire outfit. The other brand that I wanted to talk about, Cloud Island from Target. And they come in like 3 packs. They're very reasonably priced. Again, same style, zipper with the feet. Theirs has the zipper starts at the foot and goes all the way to the top. So great for changing diapers in the middle of the night. But they also put the mittens on for like every size. So your kid probably wear mittens till their first birthday if you wanted them to. Don't make them do that. They need their fingers, they need their hands. But great for if you have babies that are like 2 or 3 weeks old, and you know, they're still scratching at their face, and they don't fit in the newborn size anymore. That being said, if you just can't live without, oh, here it is, sorry. If you just can't live without the one outfit that doesn't have mittens on it, these are great. I got these off of Amazon, and they actually stay on, and they're just plain white infant mittens, and I will put a link below. But a lot of the ones, first off, they're way more expensive if you buy the ones that match the outfits. And second, they are super thin, and they don't stay on at all. These ones stay on really well, and I use these a lot. And these were for both my kids, and they're still like amazing. They kind of in like a giant pack too, so you might not ever even use them all. And then hats. I tried to go with plain colored hats. I kind of almost tried to build, I guess if you've heard, like a capsule wardrobe for my kids. And I've gotten better as my first son has gotten older, figuring that out, what works, what doesn't work for us. But I try to keep with like a basic color scheme. Navy blue was kind of our base color, and then I would jump from there. That way their outfits were all interchangeable. I didn't have to worry about if this shirt was going to match those pants, or vice versa. If you're really into dressing your kids to be like fashionistas every day, then you know that could or could not work for you. But my kids wear pretty basics. You know, they just want to go. He just wants to go play. He doesn't care what he's dressed in. And then honorable mention, just a good blanket for with the car seat or stroller. This one is Just One You by Carter's. I believe it's sold. I think we got this one at Target. They came in like a 2-pack. They're soft, thin cotton, but still thick enough to give a little bit of warmth. Now if you live in like Minnesota and it's January, this is not going to be enough. We live in Arizona. In January it's like 70 degrees during the day. Alright, let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Okay, we'll give a diaper bag mention here. You're going to need a diaper bag if you plan on ever leaving the house. So this is the one I use for myself. This is the one item that I would say is a little more luxurious out of all of the things that I use for my kids. It is a JuJuBe Be Right Back backpack, and I will do a video about this because I love this thing. But this is it's more expensive, but it's also something that you're going to use for quite a while. I mean, you think your kids are going to be in diapers until they're probably 2 at least, if not a little longer, especially if you're having boys. Boys tend to take a little longer to potty train. So you're going to need a diaper bag until, we'll say, 2.5 to 3 years. 3 years with one bag, I feel like you can spend a little extra. If you would rather have a new bag or have several bags to match outfits or things like that, then you can go for a little bit cheaper bag. But I do really like this bag, and I will do a video about it. But this is the diaper bag I use. Other things, I like to have a safe place for my kid, my newborn, and every kind of part of the house, and however your house is divided up, you'll have to figure that out. Like if you spend a lot of time in an office, you might want to have something in that office. If you spend something in the kitchen, dining, living room area, something in your bedroom, so on. So I have kind of a spread out house that's not super open floor plan. So I have the bassinet in my room. I have an infant swing in the other room, and I have a pack and play in one room, and then I have a infant bouncer in the kitchen dining area. So obviously this is not something I would put my kid in at day one, because I feel like they would flop back and forth, even though it says, I think it says like you can for a newborn. I wouldn't suggest it. But great after they get a few weeks old, you buckle them in. There's some toys for them to swat at or look at once they get to that point. Initially my son would just stare at the black and white over here and over here. He was fascinated by the black and white colors. This one's really basic. It was not super expensive. It does vibrate at the bottom. They do make ones that are like auto bouncers, that they bounce your child for you. This was mostly just so I had a safe place to set him when I was in the kitchen trying to make dinner or something, where I could see him, and I wanted him to be able to sit up so he could see it, because you lay him flat and he gets real angry. He wants to see what's going on. So, other things that you're gonna need are like a baby gym, so that they have like the toys to play with. You can use the mat off of that or a plain blanket, but you're gonna want some sort of thing for tummy time. And then some little toys for them to play with. But I think for the most part, these are the kind of basic things that I use for my newborn. And if I only had these items, I would survive. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll be making other videos, so just keep a lookout. If you want to get an alert, you can subscribe to my channel. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.